All right, let's talk about something I'm pretty sure every single one of us has gone through. Lying awake at 2 a.m. while your brain decides to run a marathon. We call it overthinking. But what if that's not what it is at all? What if it's actually something powerful? Let's get into it.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The house is dark, it's totally silent, and yet inside your head it is loud. It feels like your brain is just going a million miles an hour, while all you want to do is sleep. It happens to the best of us, but what is actually going on in there?
And yeah, it usually feels pretty awful, right? You get caught on this hamster wheel of thought. You're replaying some dumb thing you said last week, you're worrying about a project that's not due for another month, and you can just feel that precious sleep slipping away. It feels like a total waste of energy, and frankly, it's exhausting.
And that feeling, that cycle of going nowhere fast, that's what we're going to call the overthinking trap. It's so easy to fall into, but man, it can feel impossible to get out of.
And let's be honest, everything out there tells us this is a bad thing. We're taught that it's a character flaw, a symptom of anxiety, a bug in our mental software that we need to fix. The advice is always the same. Just turn it off. Quiet your mind. Think less.
But here's the big question, the idea that changes everything. What if we've got it all wrong? What if that racing mind isn't a bug at all? What if it's actually a feature, a built-in tool that, if you learn how to use it, could be your greatest strength?
And that brings us to a complete reframe of this situation. We're going to toss out the word overthinking and replace it with something much more accurate, strategic depth.
So what exactly is strategic depth? Well, think of it as your brain's high-performance mode. It's a really productive, deep, analytical kind of thinking. Your mind isn't just spinning its wheels in worry, it's firing on all cylinders to spot patterns, to plan for what's next, and to crack tough problems. It's raw brain hour that we just, mistake for anxiety way too often.
And you can see the difference so clearly when you put them side by side. On one hand, you've got anxious rumination. That's the loop. It's stuck in the past, it just repeats itself, and it's fueled by emotion. But on the other hand, you have strategic depth. That's all about looking forward. It's exploring what's possible, it's hunting for solutions, and it's driven by logic. So here's the bottom line. One keeps you stuck, the other moves you forward.
Okay, so the big question is, how do you know which lane you're in? How can you tell if that 2 a.m. brain activity is actually your superpower warming up? Well, let's break down the first few signs.
All right, sign number 1 is
Pattern recognition. This is key. It's when your brain isn't just fixated on one little thing. It's acting like a detective, pulling together clues. That weird comment from your boss, a number in a report, that article you skimmed, and suddenly it's connecting them to reveal a much bigger picture that no one else sees.
Okay, moving on to sign number 2, which is all about the future.
Scenario simulation. Think of your brain as a supercomputer. Anxious thinking is like rewatching a car crash on a loop. But strategic thinking? That's like being a chess grandmaster. You're not stuck on the last bad move. You're playing 5 moves ahead, running simulations for every possibility. Okay, if they do this, I'll do that. If that fails, I've got plan B and plan C ready to go.
And number 3 is a personal favorite of mine.
It's problem reframing. This one is so powerful. Instead of trying to find the key to a locked door, your brain is busy asking, wait a minute, do we even need to go through this door? Is there a window? Can we just knock down the wall? You're changing the question itself, and sometimes that's where the real answer is hiding.
Okay, you with me? We've covered 3 big ones. Now let's get into the last 4 signs that really separate the strategists from the worriers.
So, sign number 4 is all about digging deep.
It's identifying core principles. This is when you're not satisfied with the surface level stuff. Your mind keeps asking, but why? Okay, but why did that happen? You keep digging until you hit bedrock, the fundamental reason, the root cause that explains everything else.
It's the difference between stressing about a deadline and realizing, wait, the real issue isn't this deadline, it's the workflow. If we fix the broken workflow, we fix all future deadlines. See the shift? One is a complaint, the other is a diagnosis that leads to a cure.
And this next one, number 5, this is where the real magic can happen. It's
creative synthesis. This is that aha moment. It's when your brain becomes an inventor. It takes 2 ideas that seem totally unrelated, smashes them together, and bam, it creates something totally new, a solution nobody had thought of before. It's not just thinking, it's pure creation.
All right, let's bring it home with the last 2 signs, number 6 and 7.
So, number 6 is all about long-term planning.
Your thoughts aren't just stuck on what's for lunch tomorrow, you're thinking about next quarter, next year, and the ripple effects of your decisions. And number 7, this one's huge, is self-reflection for growth. This isn't about beating yourself up, it's about looking at your mistakes with curiosity, like a coach reviewing game film, asking, okay, what can I learn from that? How can I be better next time? So, when you start seeing these signs in yourself, that's awesome. But the real goal is to learn how to make that shift happen on purpose, to go from just being a thinker to being a true strategist.
And this is maybe the most important thing to remember from all of this. The goal was never to shut your brain up. Why would you want to turn off your most powerful tool? The goal is to learn how to drive it, to steer that amazing engine away from the muddy ditch of anxiety and onto the open highway of strategy.
So how do you actually do that? Well, here are 3 simple steps you can try. First, just notice. That's it. Just ask yourself, am I looping right now or am I exploring? Second, ask a new kind of question. Flip the anxious, what if this all goes wrong, to the powerful, what if we tried this? And third, give it a new name. Don't call it overthinking, call it strategy time. Seriously, tell yourself, okay, it's 2 a.m., my strategy session is starting.
So I'll leave you with this. The next time you find yourself wide awake in the dead of night, don't see it as a problem. See it as an opening. Your mind has uninterrupted time to do its best work. So ask yourself, what brilliant idea, what game-changing solution is my mind trying to build for me right now?